Hi, we are ready to go. We are ready to make some cocktails as soon as I finish eating my Taco Bell taco. How's that for professional? Anywho, here's here's a toast to having a supermarket that is like 5 minutes away, so that when you go, hey hun, I think I need limes and lemons for this evening, that we can actually get them and get back and get this actually started. So we are going to toast that with a little special alcohol here. I poured it poured it off from a larger bottle so that we could have a little sip of this, and so that I didn't break my arm trying to pour from the larger bottle. So this is actually not. It's not a whiskey. It's a whiskey that is infused with a honey liqueur, like Drambuie kind of thing. So this is honey jack. And you're like, Pooch, what are you doing to me here? You don't do like flavored whiskeys and rums and that sort of thing, where if you do, you make them yourself. It's true, but several years back, I ran across this stuff. And I have to say that I developed kind of a love affair with it, especially when the summer months or the really humid months come rolling around. This stuff mixed with some ice and some really nice lemon or limeade, absolute best. I would rather be drinking that, watching the Nationals lose, than drinking a beer and watching the Nationals lose, because that's what's going to happen. Here's to close supermarkets and fast food when you need it, so that we can actually drink a little this evening and not be, hi there.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing Horse Tiki.
Horse Tiki?
Horse Tiki? No, we're not going to do that.
Quarantiki.
Meg, if you're watching, here's to Nagasi, by the way.
Oh, that's right. That's
Meg has a new horse, yep.
Yeah, nice.
Who is free-spirited. just a wee tad. Wee tad.
God, this tastes like summer.
It does.
Tastes like Nats game
It
and
does.
summer.
It does. This is actually rum and honey jack and homemade orgeat poured together. It's actually kind of tasty. I think it's unbalanced and needs a little lime, but we're going to play with that later.
Yeah, it's very balanced.
Yeah, it has no tartness to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can see where that's going.
You mentioned Nats and honey jack. Did you mention wine? So when we used to take Grandma to Nats games, the closest, not the closest, but one of the places near where we would sit with Grandma was the honey jack booth.
Well, that was the nearest place we could get alcohol that wasn't beer.
Right.
Because you can get beer like anywhere.
Well, you can be sitting in your seat
and get beer.
And
you
Grandma
can't be sitting in your seat and get honey jack. That's really messy when they try to throw a can of that.
Yeah. But there was a Jack Daniel's booth, and
they do several different cocktails with the honey jack.
Yeah.
But in the summer, that lemonade with the honey jack is just really, really tasty. It's fine over an ice cube. It is for those people that I don't like hard alcohol, and you're trying to introduce them to.
Cheryl says honey jack is yummy.
Trying to introduce them to the world of cocktails and the world of spirits. There you go, hun. Yeah, we had an accident. Drinking foul. This is a great way to do it. It's like 35% alcohol. So, I mean, it falls below sort of the minimum level that you would for like a whiskey or a rum because of the inclusion of the liqueur. And it gives you that honey flavor, but it's got that backbone of the Jack Daniel's whiskey. If you like your Jack and Cokes to be extraordinarily sweet, this is a good call. I think it needs some tartness with it. So if you were doing something like sneaking booze into a theater and you bought one of those Cokes at the Coke machine that allowed you to get like lemon Coke or lime Coke or orange Coke, this would go really well with any of the tart citrusy versions of the Coke. Yeah. but it's a guilty pleasure. And so I had a great big handle of this stuff, and it's lying around in the back, and I just haven't touched it in a while because I've been so knee deep in really good rums, which are very different from this. But it's okay because we can do that. It is to my lasting shame that Terry and I were on a work jaunt, and he went into the bar and he ordered a Scotch neat and got some wonderful peaty Scotch, and I ordered Honey Jack. He just looked at me like you're a lost cause. I'm better now. I'm better. Anyway, Star indicates that there is either a comment or a question that I need to address, so I'm going to do that.
So, question from a friend. No, really, says Ruth.
Okay, so you're Ruth, friend, me. Okay, right?
Okay.
Right.
Her friend says the best rum she's ever had is from Dominican Republic, but cannot remember the brand. Any recommendations of where to try? She was in Costa Rica at the time, and her professor was sharing a bottle with her.
Yes, but I'm going to have to think on it for a moment. I think I know which one it is, but what I want to do is double check. I want to go. Wait, is that actually a Dominican rum or not? So I'm getting some of my Central American countries confused. So I will look that up like right after the show is over and come back to you with a couple of suggestions for that, for what it might be. There are some truly nice Dominican rums out there, so it could be a number of them. Or Star could bring me the list of rums that we have, because I think it's cataloged by country.
Yeah, it's cataloged by country.
Ta-da.
So, rum, page 2, Dominican Republic. It's Baku.
So the big three here, the Kirk and Sweeney could be the Kirk and Sweeney. That's a blend. The Vizcaya. Vizcaya might be the other one. I doubt it was the Baku, just because I don't know that the Baku has that wide a distribution. Star really loves the Baku. I think the Baku is a little too sweet for me. The Dominicans all seem a little too sweet. Well, not too sweet. They just seem on the sweeter end. So, but they are akin to the Diplomatico Exclusiva, the Reserva, which is a great introductory rum to the categories of sweetened rum, not sweetened rum, but sweeter rums. So that would be my guess. Would be if you were in Costa Rica though, so you're probably not drinking the Kirk and Sweeney. I'm guessing it's going to be the Vizcaya. The Vizcaya also comes in a gorgeous bottle. It's short and squat and kind of thin. Yeah. So anyway, that would be my guess. It's probably the Vizcaya. I think it's probably down below, hun, but I honestly don't know. I'd have to take a look. I'd have to play around over there. Look in the bottom 4 shelves down there. We should make a cocktail, because that's what we do around here. But first, I need to do this. There we go. There! That's much better. Lighting effects. Got it. All right, I'm going to drink this.
Okay.
There's the Vizcaya. Right, we dropping things. The Baku, this...
Here's the Vizcaya.
That's my guess. That it's a Vizcaya that you had.
Here is the Kirk and Sweeney.
Yep. It's not actually aged 23 years, despite the 23 on the label. And then there's the Baku, and we have like the 5, the 8, and the 12 year of the Baku. Star loves the Baku. I should not do that with that arm. There we go. Yeah, we're thinking shoulder impingement in this arm. I have no idea what it's from, but it started happening soon after we moved to the new office, so it may be something about the ergonomics of the new office. Or I just make a sucky bartender and shake and sort of...
Bottles are all different.
Those bottles are all different, yes.
So she might be able, if she remembers the bottle.
If you remember the bottle, you might be able to pick it up, because those are very distinctive, different bottles from one another, right?
We have a hi from Greg.
Hi, Greg. Let's do this. Let's do our first cocktail, which is going to be called, well, it's called the Bumblebee. Comes to us from our friends over at Kindred Cocktails. And I keep calling them our friends over at Kindred Cocktails. They have no idea who I am, but we keep shouting out to Kindred Cocktails. It's a great place to just play around for a while, see what cocktails are out there, get reviews of those cocktails, that sort of thing. Um, Someday I'll actually post some of the homemade creations here to Kindred Cocktails, and we'll see how we go from there. All right, what do we need? So the sweetness of the Bumblebee comes from honey or honey syrup in this, and we like that idea, but the Bumblebee's just, it needs a little oof. So what we're going to do is, instead of using the honey, what we're going to do is we're going to use the honey jack instead. So here we have a little jack honey. That's what's in this bottle. I need a jigger, one jigger right here. Not that jigger, we need this jigger, because I need a 1/4 ounce measure, and that starts at half. Okay, so what are we doing? We don't start with the alcohol. Wow, I'm really off this evening, or just a tad off, actually. Maybe more than a tad, I don't know. Lime juice? Lime juice. 1/4 ounce lime juice, that's what we wanted. 1/4 ounce lime juice. Then we need our sweetener, which is a 1/4 ounce Jack Daniels. I'm trying to toy with the idea of, for my really heavy syrups, actually putting the citrus in first and then following it immediately by the heavy syrup. Now, I usually do that the other way around, to use the citrus to clean out the jigger, but I'm beginning to think that what might actually be better is to have the syrup come afterwards, when the jigger's kind of coated with the citrus in the first place. So we'll see if that actually plays out. We need an egg white in this, but probably not a full egg white. So what I have here is 1 egg's white. I'm going to give this a quick zip with a tiny little whisk that I have here. Tiny, you don't need this in front of me, right? There we go. See this? Just a little tiny whisk. Right, yep. And I'm just going to go with a 1/2 ounce of this. That's a little more than a 1/2 ounce. Oh, see, these guys are, this is part of why you do this. There we go. And I put it in the wrong side. Okay, we're fine. We're going to make this here. We're going to do that. What else am I doing? The egg white, 2 ounces of dark rum, right? Dark rum. What do we want to do for a dark rum? Let's do the Smith & Cross. I think that's a fine, fine thing to do. 2 ounces Smith & Cross. Now, this recipe just says dark rum. It gives us no other indications than that, which, to my mind, means this recipe was probably not put together by a rum aficionado, because they would have called for something a little more specific and given us something to go on. I'm taking a gamble here because I'm using Smith & Cross, which has the heavy Jamaican hogo in it. But since it has that, we're also supposed to be adding 3 dashes of Angostura bitters here. And I'm thinking that it might be better, instead of adding the Angostura bitters, if we went with the Bitterman's Tiki bitters. So that's what we're going to do. Bitterman's Ella Makule bitters, Tiki bitters. I just can't. My ability to pronounce anything in a remotely Hawaiian language is just way off. There we go. We've got 3 dashes of bitters in there, and then we are going to put ice in here and shake this up. I know what you're saying. You're like, why? Wait, but you got egg white in there. You don't want to do that. Yes, I do. So what we're going to do is my usual reverse dry shake. So what we're doing is we're going to add ice, like such. Lid this up and shake. Now that's just to get it cold and provide some dilution here. This is not intended to give you the egg white froth that you want off of this. So what we're going to do to get that is we're going to take one of these little whisk balls, one of these guys, that goes in there. Take our strainer, we're going to strain this into there. See, we got no real foam on here at the moment. Now you could do a typical dry shake, which would be shake this dry first, build up your egg white foam, and then add ice and dilute it. I just think the reverse dry shake gives me much better results. And that's why we're going to do it. So now, this goes here, and we've got a little bit of suction, right? Because it's cold in there, right? So we shake this up. We got our little whisk ball in there. It's going to make this even better. I am holding this real tight though, because we're building up a lot of foam, which is building up pressure in here. Okay. We need one of those. Poop! Now this, we do strain again, and we're actually going to double strain this into the glass. Well, that's incredibly weird. Where's my foam? Where's my foam? Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna do this. I can see a little bit of foam on there, but you're like, dude, you promised us foam. Here we go. All the foam's at the bottom. I should have trusted myself and the amount that was going into that glass. There we go. There's a nice solid foam on there. Now you can take the Ango, and we're going to go a drop there, a drop there, and a drop there. It's interesting watching the Angostura on here because it sort of burns its way through the egg white. And then you can just take a pick and run the pick through the drops of Angostura, and you get kind of a heart shape as you do that, which unfortunately there's no real way I can angle the camera to show you this without spilling this cocktail everywhere. But there we go. That is a Bumblebee made with honey jack instead of made with honey. Now, given that one of Star's favorite drinks is the bee's knees, which is made with gin and honey and lemon juice, I'm wondering if she will like this. Oh, we're going to take a picture of this, and then we're going to post that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Not in the comments, but
not
after
in the comments,
you can watch it
afterwards. All right.
Because I can't post pictures in the comments.
That is more complex than you would think it is, just from the ingredients that are there. Oh, she hates that. Wow, does she hate that? Is it not sweet enough?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's yuck.
Okay, so that's a total no for her. She really hates that. I don't think it's that bad.
David made it.
I don't know that. I don't know that it's good. I won't go that far. Star is rinsing her mouth out with water. She hates this so much.
I get no honey. I get no jack. I get no citrus.
What are you getting? Are you just getting bitters off of that?
I'm getting bitters and egg.
Bitters and egg. I get the egg foam. I don't get any egg flavor to this. I'm not going to call it good. It's not. Maybe the Tiki bitters were a bad call here, but I think this is one of our rare misses on the show. Let's see what this does. No, I don't want to do that. That would be bad because that's got raw egg on it. We'll do this. give this a try. A little more honey jack in there. Nope. Nope. Strike one. All right. Apparently, it's a baseball themed show, and I'm playing the part of the Nationals. Oh, that's not so good. Wow. Okay. Kindred Cocktails has led me astray. That was it wasn't awful, but it certainly wasn't good. I'm not sure how to describe that. Star is right that there is a. You're expecting all of these flavors to come together and play, and they don't. They do, but I don't know. I have like almost a wet dog kind of smell taste to me. So I don't know what's up with that. That was there's a complexity there that is kind of nice, but man, you got to work to get to that point, and I would never order that. Yeah, never. Nope. No. There are so many other drinks I would order before getting to that one. So yeah, we're not going to do that. That's no. Nope. Nope. I got a nice foamy head on it, so that was nice, I guess. So let's scratch that. How many times have you seen me actually pour out a drink on this show? Not very often. And there you go. You have one. Huh. Well, man. Okay, so now I got to come back from that. There's just no if, ands, or buts around that. Nope. I'm changing my mind again. No, I was saying I don't think that drink is bad. I think it is. I think it actually actively is bad. Because it's lingering. And it's not lingering in a good way. So I'm going to do the exact same thing my wife did. It is supposed to be garnished with like an orange rind. I don't think that's doing it any favors. No. Second drink we're going to try this evening. Wow, I'm not sure. Now I'm a little leery. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should do this or not. This one is also a shaken drink, and we're going to substitute some honey jack into this for one of the ingredients. But that's okay, because we can get away with that. Well, obviously not in the previous run. So we need some lemon juice for this, and we need some homemade orgeat. And yes, I know this says Torani sugar-free almond roca. It is none of those things. This is not Torani. It is not sugar-free, and it is not almond roca flavored. This is, as of earlier today, homemade orgeat, because I was failed.
I can't find it.
Uh-oh. All right. So
I will entertain them.
Right. Yeah, just entertain them. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to go back here.
Yeah, I can't find it. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was awful. I didn't like it at all. You got to see my icky face. Yeah. I like lime.
Yeah,
I like
lime.
Jack Honey. Is it right in front? Okay. I like egg white. I like dark rum. I like Engo. So, I don't know. Okay.
Right there on the front, which I have done that so many times. So I've looked and looked and looked and looked for a bottle, and wife will come in and go, "You mean that one sitting right there in front of you?" Or worse is, "You mean the one over there on your bar?" I'm like, oh. All right, what else do we need? So we've got the banana liqueur, and then this drink actually calls for vodka. We're not doing that. We are not going to go. This is the what is it called? It's the Puerto Plata? No, Plata Puerto? It means silver port in Spanish. And so we are going to flip that around because we are not going to use the vodka here. We're going to see how this works. I'm going to take the usual proportion of vodka that's in there, and I'm going to split it between rum and honey jack. So we're going to give that another try. The name of the episode is Honey, I Jacked Up the Cocktails. For the first cocktail, I didn't jack it up in the right way. It truly is jacked. So that's not so good. Okay, orgeat. So this is made with almonds, lightly toasted, mixed with some hot water, boiled for a while, and then put through a food processor and let sit for quite a while, quite a while. I was supposed to get back to this Saturday and I didn't, so I put it in the fridge and it sat overnight and it's almond flavor, almond flavor, almond flavor. And then you're essentially just squeezing the almond milk out of those almonds and then adding sugar back in and bringing it up to temperature in order to dissolve that sugar. So this is essentially an almond syrup or an almond milk syrup. We're going to go with 1/2 ounce. I'm going to actually rinse this jigger. Why am I rinsing the jigger? Well, that last drink was in this jigger, and I don't want any of that juju coming back at me for this one. Right? I'm making 3 drinks this evening. There are potentially 3 strikes before the batter is out, and I really don't want to strike out this evening. So we're going to give this a try. Hi, Dorley. My little cat Dorley is down here. She's just watching me. We have a small cat tree over here that my ice chest is sitting on, right here. And it's got a couple of holes in it. And every once in a while, she'll like slip into the bottom hole and just hang out while I'm making cocktails, which I think is ecstatically cool. All right, 1/2 ounce homemade orgeat. It's orgeat. I think we finally come around. It is supposed to be orgeat. It is not orgat. That is true. No matter what anybody might say.
What did we hear today?
Orgiat? Yeah, it was not good. We also saw somebody that put together a homemade Mai Tai that didn't look all that half bad, except that she was using Monin, M-O-N-I-N, almond syrup instead of like a real orgeat. And then she tested that one against 3 cocktails from Vegas that were calling themselves Mai Tais. Whew. You know, I've eaten at the Pepper Mill. I've been to the lounge that they were at, and I got to tell you, that is not a Mai Tai. It is their twist on a fruit and rum drink, but man, you lost me when they were pouring grenadine over the top of that, especially Rose's grenadine. I was like, nope, nope, no, that, stop calling that a Mai Tai. All right, lemon juice here. We're going to go 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. So we are not getting very much tart out of this at all. All right, so there's the lemon.
David is still on ship. They just have internet today.
They have internet. Probably means they're in port. All right, we need 1/2 ounce. Oh, there we go. Should have opened this ahead of time. As always, 1/2 ounce of the Tempest Fugit creme de banane. 26% alcohol by volume. Why am I holding on to this thing? I need 1/2 ounce. The other ingredients that traditionally go into orgeat are a little bit of rose water and a little bit of orange blossom water, just to give it a little bit of a flowery component. Sometimes you'll see people putting high test vodka or high test rum in it as well. Supposedly make it last a little longer. My orgeat, apparently my house is pretty clean because my orgeat lasts for frickin' forever. So yeah, it's kind of a landmark that I'm making more orgeat because I finally went through what I had. Okay, next up. There's only 1.5 ounces of actual spirit in here. And we are going to go 1/2 ounce of the Jack honey in the hopes that we get a little bit of that honey flavor coming through. And I think I've learned my lesson here. My instinct is, of course, to reach for the Smith & Cross again. I think that's courting with danger here. So I'm going to go with a rum that has a little less oomph to it. And we're going to go with the Flor de Cana 12-year. Right? So there should be 1.5 ounces total spirit in here. So we've already done 1/2 ounce. We're going to go 1 ounce of the Flor de Cana 12-year. There we go. All right, that's it. The silver port. So we've got a teaspoon of lemon. We've got 1/2 ounce of orgeat, 1/2 ounce of the creme de banana, and 1.5 ounces of spirit, which in the original version is all vodka. You don't understand that. We are choosing to split that between 1 ounce of rum and a ½ ounce of the honey jack to oomph the honey flavor, honey component of this. And we're going to just throw some ice in there and we're going to shake it. And we are going to cross our fingers that this one is better than the second. Now, there is a distinct chance here that the honey jack just needs to be left the heck alone. You know, maybe put a little citrus with it, but otherwise just leave it the heck alone and stop trying to make cocktails with it. I'm not a believer yet, but we'll see. So we're going to try cocktail number 2, the Silverport. That seems like enough, right? Enough shaking. I mean, I suppose it's possible that was just a bad egg, in which case I'm going to be throwing up all over the place tomorrow, but hopefully not. It didn't taste bad. What do I need to do here? Do I want to just dump this in a tiki mug? I could do that. Hey, wife. Yeah, could you give me the Grogu mug? Sure, why not? We chatted with our friend Jeff, who managed to make it to the, the Galaxy Cruiser thing at Disney, and he had a blast, which made me think of the baby Grogu. I was also impressed by an online meme that apparently had this poor gentleman who doesn't do shopping very often, and he brought back a bunch of cans of mandarin oranges and was talking with his wife about how awesome it was that they had done a special release of these canned oranges to celebrate the season of The Mandalorian. And he was calling them Mandalorian oranges, which I got to admit, you know, seems like they've missed a bet for actually marketing.
David has to go. He has to go put on his tux for captain's dinner.
Oh, shucks. David has to go put on a tux for the captain's dinner. All right, so there we go. We've got our little Grogu here, but he seems kind of lonely here by himself, right? We need garnish, right? Got to have garnish. Okay, so we've got a pineapple here. So we're going to take a frond. We're going to take another frond. Hans and frond. No. Okay, that was really bad of me. I know. So we're going to do just a little kind of flower thing with the fronds, just like that. Yep. And while that's going on, I'm going to reach over and I'm going to grab one of these gorgeous cherries. So these are not the standard maraschino cherries or Luxardo cherries. These are the American-grown and made Peninsula Premium Cocktail Cherries. We found out about these from Captain Gregory's, and they are luscious and amazing. And, well, we're going to be having one with this particular cocktail. Set that right there. Need a cocktail pick. What should we do? What should we do? What do you want for a cocktail pick, hun? Not that. Not that. It's a little space theme, right? Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to use this little green from Dizzy Diva cocktail picks, right? Here's a little cocktail pick. It's got a little green orb in here and some metal around it and that sort of thing. Looks very cool. So we're going to take our little cherry, put that on there, lick our fingers because that juice is so freaking amazing. Oh, it's so good. And then I'm going to attempt to use my left hand to do this. We're just going to skewer this right through there and then dump that right in like such. Okay, there we go. Got that? Yep. Right. To stick a straw in here so that we can actually drink some of this. So I'm going to reach in and grab one of these. What do you think? So this is not actually a Surfside Sip straw. This is just a simple glass straw. But they're still cool, and you should get some glass straws. And
That's from before we knew about.
Yeah, if you're going to be getting glass straws these days, you really should be doing it from Surfside Sips because they're just kind of awesome.
Yeah.
They make incredibly cool straws. They make Pride straws because, you know, next month coming up Pride Week. Right, here's a pink Pride straw. They make Cthulhu tentacle straws. Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have pulled the...
Star Wars lightsaber
Yeah,
straw.
we got a lightsaber straw. Right, so... Here.
You're 12, aren't you?
I'm totally 12. They shouldn't let me make cocktails. I'm 12.
Well,
right?
you can make them. You just can't drink them.
All right, so there, we're going to have her taste that.
Okay, it's better.
It's just better. It's not good.
It's good. It's
Okay.
not amazing, but it is good. Sorry.
I think that's really good. I think it maybe needs one more ingredient, though. It lacks something on the back end.
Yes, it does.
It's okay. She apparently doesn't hate it. So, because she's running away with it. So, I'm not sure how to take that. Is that a ball? You know, if the first one was a strike against me, is that a ball?
It's like,
right?
you know,
Okay, it's not a hit. Right?
It's a hit,
It's
but
a-
it's not like a home run.
Well,
like
am I still at the
a
plate?
single.
I'm still at the plate, though, right?
Oh,
I mean, this
okay.
is
You're
right.
still
Okay.
at the plate, right.
All right. So yeah, I guess it's a.
So the runner on first was able to steal.
Oh, the runner on first was able to advance. Okay. All right. So it's better than just a ball. It
Right.
was okay. All
But
right.
Keith says sorry he's late.
I advanced the runner on that one after a single strike, but that could put me in a bad position, though. I mean, if like it was a pop, if it was foul ball or something like that allowed him to advance. Man, she's got more tacos over there. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's 2 down, 1 strike, 1 ball thing that advanced or the runner. So I'm in a little bit of danger here because if I don't get this one right, I may have advanced the runner, but I'm pretty much striking out, I think is the problem here. So, wow. Oh, man. Now I just want to go with an actual Mai Tai and know that I'm safe. But we're not going to do that.
To the board.
We got to stick to our board. All right. Wife. Sitting over here on my rum shelf is not one of 2 things. Either my Clement VSOP or, even better, would be, I think it's my TCRL Guadalupe rum. So here's the deal. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that one. Yep. I'm pretty sure that y'all know by this time, if you're Tiki fans, have been watching the show, that the original Mai Tai was made with a Ray and Nephew 17-year-old rum, and that rum sold out. Literally, the Mai Tai killed that rum. They drank so much of it, it doesn't exist anymore. People have been trying to put together rums in combination to make that particular flavor come through. The Denizen 8-year, by all accounts, is a fantastic job at doing that at a price point that is well south of $50,000, because not everybody has $50,000 to buy one of the 6 bottles of Ray and Nephew 17 that are left over. But there for a long time, people were trying to combine a rum agricole from Martinique, so a rum that is made from sugarcane pressings, along with a heavy Jamaican rum to get that flavor profile from the Ray and Nephew 17. Why were they doing that? They were doing that because Don's own bartenders, when they ran out of the Ray and Nephew 17, were combining a Martinique rum and a Jamaican rum to get that flavor profile. But here's the deal. Turns out that when they were doing that, they weren't using agricole rum. No, they were French territory, but they weren't using the sugarcane juice to produce their rum. They were still doing molasses-based rums. Huh. So, not having a Martinique rum that is not an agricole, I started going, I wonder if other French territories that are not doing agricoles would be a good match for this. And so I started falling back on using my Guadalupe rum when I wanted to make a really good Mai Tai. So usually what I do is I will mix a good heavy Jamaican rum, of which I have several. Ooh, what do I want to do? Oh, I could swing for the fences on this one and pull a Hamden into this. But that might be that's just like that's way overkill. Let's not do that. I just said swing for the fences, right? So the first drink we made, I used Smith and Cross. Didn't work out for me so well, but it's a good heavy Jamaican rum. Let's try it. Let's use the Smith and Cross as the Jamaican. Let's use the Guadalupe as the stand-in for the Martinique Industrial rum, and make ourselves a little jacked up Mai Tai, where we add a little Jack Daniel's honey to this ingredient, to this stuff, to the Mai Tai stuff. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to grab ourselves a Mai Tai glass. Shores of Carcosa or a Hidden Harbor? Shores of Carcosa or Hidden Harbor? Hidden Harbor glass. All right. So we're going to start half ounce orgeat. Half ounce orgeat. Orgeat. It does really make a difference if you toast your almonds slightly ahead of time. I find it gives it a much more pronounced almond flavor in your orgeat. Next up, half ounce orange curacao. And we use around here Pierre Ferrand's dry curacao for that. You could also use Cointreau, and when I'm traveling, I can't find small bottles of the dry curacao. So usually what I do is I pick up one of these mini bottles of Cointreau, and I use that instead. Slightly different orange profile, but works pretty well for me. I haven't had any complaints about my Mai Tais when I'm using Cointreau, so we'll do that. Half ounce orange curacao. Full ounce lime juice. Full ounce lime juice. Where's my lime juice? Lime juice is here. Nope, that's lemon juice. This is lime juice. Full ounce. Cleaning out the jigger. Oh, there we go. Full ounce lime juice. Now, normally we've got 2 ounces of spirit in this, and that would be split evenly between the Smith & Cross and the Guadalupe. Or if you wanted to, you could use a rum agricole, and for a good portion of my tikiing, I used Clement VSOP for this, and I still think Clement VSOP makes a really, really good Mai Tai. So, but what we're going to do here is instead of going an ounce of this and an ounce of this, we're going to go 3/4, and a half ounce of the Honey Jack. And we're going to see where that gets us. So let's do the half ounce of the Honey Jack first. Grab the jigger. Half ounce Honey Jack. So I have proven with the second drink that you can cocktail with the Honey Jack. That is true, yes. All right. It is not just that ingredient, just doesn't work. 3/4 ounce Smith & Cross. I am taking a gamble, though. It may be that that ingredient does not work with Smith & Cross. So if this comes out like smelling or tasting like wet dog, we will know that it is the combination of Jack Daniel's, honey, and Smith & Cross. And then we're going to go 3/4 ounce of the TCRL Guadalupe 2013. I'm cheating here. This is an exceptionally good rum to be using in a cocktail. But I just don't have rums from the French territories that aren't rum agricoles. Rum agricoles are hard to get. They tend to be the thing that everybody wants from the French territories, so that's what you can find. So someday we will take a trip to the French islands in the Caribbean, and we will come back with rum that is not agricole. In all honesty, we will come back with rum that is agricole as well, but, that's just us. Speaking of which, there is at least some chance that we are going to make it into the Caribbean next year. We are discussing the possibility of having our anniversary party in the Caribbean, but we are probably not crossing international lines, so that probably means U.S. Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico. So, there.
It'll be either Puerto Rico or Boston.
Star says it'll be either Puerto Rico or Boston. Could be either. So what are we going to do here? So I am going to actually add a little bit of, I'm just going to take this lime husk here, and I'm going to drop that in there. Because one of the interesting things that you learn is that the lime husk has a fair amount of oils in it, and that lime husk oil, you can get it overpowering if in fact you like muddle it, right? If you muddle like lime peel in there, but if you just throw it in your shaker, you're usually pretty okay. So we're gonna do this, right? Like that. Let's put that Mai Tai glass there. This doesn't seat entirely well, so I'm going to have to be pretty careful about this. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Wait. Oh, that'll work. That'll work just fine. We're going to put clean crushed ice in there. Like such. And then we're going to strain. Reach over, grab another strainer. Note, not pink. Mai Tais should not be pink. Never pink Mai Tais.
Oh no, the video hung.
The video hung. Wait, we're stopped?
Keith says the video hung.
Oh no. I don't know what to do. I'm going to continue on. We're going to go here. There's more ice that goes in there. We're going to take our lime husk right there. Traditionally, this is a Mai Tai. This is the traditional Mai Tai garnish. Right. We're going to wrap some mint around the edges of this. And what you're trying to do is give this sort of a tropical island feel. So you want the lime husk to be the little island with like a tree coming out of it.
No, it's back. It was just Keith.
So I don't know if that works in terms of looking like an island with mint coming out of it, but you know, we're going to go with that. Need a straw for this, obviously. Let's go with a Surfside Sip straw, but I don't want to go with a thin one. I want to go with a slightly larger one. What I found with the thin ones in crushed ice is they can get clogged. So we're just going to reach for, sure, why not, a red bamboo Surfside Sip straw. Aren't these awesome? They just really are. They're just so cool. And what you want to do is, whenever you've got a really aromatic component, you almost always want to make sure that your straw settles down in, so that in order for you to get a sip of that cocktail, you kind of have to stick your nose into the aromatic compounds. So there we go. This is our jacked up Mai Tai, and we're going to just take a sip here. You know what I said about maybe Jack Daniel's honey just doesn't work in cocktails? I was wrong! That's tasty!
That is good.
That is a base hit, at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove someone home for that.
Okay.
Yep, right there. I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm not guessing. That's good. I will drink those. Those are yummy. Oh, she's dissenting opinion. She's gonna shoot me down.
No, it's a base hit.
She's gonna pop the
No,
ego.
it's a base hit.
Pop
There's
a.
Again on the back end. There's something that. Okay, how do I say this without it?
Sounding disgusting.
Yes. The front end promises something the back end does not deliver. The initial taste
So this is
hits everything.
So this is like a modeling like tryout, right? Honey, please turn around. Oh no, go home.
Oh, mullet.
Oh,
No, not
mullet.
that. No, no.
Mullet? You referred to this as a mullet Mai Tai?
I did not. I was making a reference to the comment you made about modeling.
Mullet Mai Tai. I mean, it does have Jack Daniel's honey in it. Maybe the mullet Mai Tai is a thing. I don't know. Maybe that's a better name than the jacked up Mai Tai. I don't know. I will say that goes down really easily. We're almost done with that already. So, yeah, that's. I mean, look, all we're doing is we're taking a standard Mai Tai recipe. We're backing off.
This is better as it dilutes.
So what do you? Oh, the silver port.
Yeah.
So the Star is commenting that the silver port needed some time to just sit, and which probably means it needs more time to dilute.
Yeah.
In order dilute and warm up in order for it to work really, really well. So, okay, good to know that the silver port gets better over time. This doesn't need to get any better. This is perfectly fine the way it is. I like this. I think there is a chance that every time that Star has had a Mai Tai that I have made using my TCRL Guadalupe, it's been paired with a high-quality Hamden, which it is like my top shelf Mai Tai, which so we're getting that Guadalupe element here, which I think I just think it works actually better than the rum agricole in a Mai Tai. I am going to have to get me some more Guadalupe rum. TCRL, how you doing? You got a back stock of that? Did you just want to sell off? Because I'll buy it. No, this works really, really well for me. I think there is a little bit of, as Star says, a back end that's missing, right? Which is unfortunate because all that does is it makes you want to take another sip. Because the front end, as she says, the front end is promising so much. And you're like, okay, and then that went away. It's like, well, the only thing I can do to get that flavor profile back is to take another sip, and take another sip, and take another sip, and pretty soon you're out of Mai Tai. Oh man, that's just really good. That is. And bear in mind, I have said many times that the thing that I keep forgetting is that I need to take my cocktails, mix them, garnish them, and set them aside, and then serve them. Get a little more dilution off of there, get the chance for the flavors to meld together. I am honestly beginning to wonder if the intricate garnishing that goes with tiki drinks might not be a nod to that, in that these flavors are so pronounced and there's so many of them in many tiki drinks that they need time to just sit and meld together. So you pour everything into your glass, you sit it there, and then you start messing with your garnish. Chop, 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 picks, whatever you want to do, da-da-da, 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 whatever you're doing for your garnish. And then you put that in the drink, and by that time the flavors have all melted together. So I'm wondering, if there's maybe something to this process of having intricate garnishes for these cocktails that have just so much going on in them. The saving grace with this cocktail is that because we are using the Jack Daniel's honey for a half ounce of the alcohol in here, we actually have a slightly lower proof Mai Tai than you might normally have. Now, yes, I understand. The fact that the Jack Daniel honey is only 35%, just slide right in with the fact that the Smith & Cross is 57% alcohol. So, we were watching. I'm going to leave you on this because we've done our cocktails. I hit this one. We got a base hit. Yeah, that scored. Yay! Okay. So I'm good. I'm safe. My batting average is all right, despite the fact that that first drink, just got worse as it went. we were watching videos today, cocktail videos, and we've done basically every cocktail thing that Greg from How to Drink has done. And so we're kind of playing around and seeing who else is doing various other things. There was a cocktail channel, and we're not going to say who it is, that did a review of a rum called The Funk. Now, we've had The Funk on this show, and is it my favorite Jamaican rum? Not by a long shot, but it's still a serious Jamaican rum. There's some serious funk to that rum. But if you're going to be talking about rums and comparing them to one another, when you read that the back of the label says that this is 100% pot still rum, making the assumption that that means that somehow cannabis is involved in the distilling process displays a somewhat egregious lack of knowledge of distilling processes that produce rum. So let me just indulge in a little education here. That pot still does not refer to anything that has to do with cannabis. It is a style of distilling distinct from column still distilling. Pot still just refers to that it is distilled in a single pot, and maybe some other pieces attached to it, retorts and that sort of thing. But when you are done distilling, you cannot just put more stuff in there. You have to clean out that pot and start over again. And some of the mash that's left in there goes into the making of the next batch in the pot still rum. And you have dunder pits. The dunder is the stuff they're taking out of there. You've got dunder pits that are left for open fermentation. Some of that goes back into the rum. That's the whole pot still Jamaican process. When it says pot still Jamaican, 100% pot still Jamaican rum, yeah, it's a distilling technique that is well known and well loved and produces the hogo of the Jamaican rums.
And then also they were no flavor.
Oh, right. They were concerned that this was distilled and that it said on there specifically no color added, no flavoring added, and were upset by this. Like, no, the fact that no flavoring is added doesn't mean that it's just like grain alcohol moonshine. Far from it. It means that you are picking up the flavors from the pot still distilling process and any aging process that goes on with it, right? So the reason it tastes so blasted funky is because they're using a pot still process with dunder added back in, not because it has anything to do with cannabis. And no, it is not anything like moonshine. And in fact, some of the rums that they were talking about that were some of their favorite rums are done on a column still to a very high purity and then diluted back down and flavorings are added into them. Those are much closer to moonshine than anything that the funk would ever be producing. So just a little education there. If you're going to be putting out some content talking about rum and distilling processes and what you like, it's fine to know what you like, but know what you're drinking. Right? So, okay. All right. So that's it. We did 3 cocktails this evening. We did a jacked up Mai Tai that turned out quite well. We did a silver port, or the Porto Plata, where we took out the Smirnoff vodka and we replaced it with rum and honey jack, and that was okay. That was not terrible. I would not be ashamed to have that served to me. That was quite good. And then, first of all, we did the Bumblebee from our friends at Kindred Cocktails, and yeah, that didn't work out. That just didn't work out. The more I think about it, the worse it got. So don't do that. Or go back to the base recipe of the Bumblebee, which actually uses real honey and not just honey jack, and give that a try. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Smith & Cross was just the wrong dark rum to use for that. I don't know, but it was not good. So don't do that. All right. It's certainly not the reverse dry shake process, because that still got me the head of foam that I wanted on there. All right, I think we're going to wrap up. I don't know that we have anything else really to, unfortunately, talk about. Not that you care, Star and I played in what I think is our first legacy game. So there's a trend amongst board games to do a legacy board game, which is you only get one playthrough of it. Different things are revealed during that playthrough. Your characters or your position or whatever in the game changes over time from run to run to run. And so you sort of have a consistent character across those runs. And we played our first run of that using Clank Legacy with two of our friends, right? So there were four of us, and that went really really well. We had a good time. It went really late at night because because three of us started playing Magic to start the day because we needed to do that, and that went well. But yeah, get us a late start on Clank Legacy. So the legacy games have this bad rap because you get to play through them once, and some of them actually ask you to destroy pieces of the game as you go through it, so you can't play through it a second time. Not that you want to, because all the secrets are revealed and that sort of thing. But we had a really good time doing that. The story was richer than it would be on just a game that has, complete run through capabilities. So we have a couple of other legacy games in the collection. Maybe we'll make an attempt at some of those and see. I think we have a copy of the Cure Legacy lying around, and we should give. I think the very first Cure Legacy. There's been like four of them released now, and we should give that a try. Do I have anything Cthulhu or Lovecraft related to tell you? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Nope, can't think of anything offhand. We do have now a copy of not Arkham Horror. What's it called?
Yeah, Arkham Horror card game.
The Arkham Horror card game. Sorry, as opposed to the Arkham Horror board game, which is just a massive beast. We have the card game. We have not yet indulged in playing that. We have the card game and several expansions that we got from a friend of ours, and we're going to give that a try at some point. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. We'll give it a shot, and we'll report back to you. But I think at this point I'm done with content for the evening, unless there are questions or comments from anybody. Hopefully we still have people logged in. Maybe my live counter is no longer showing, so yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But the usual sign off. So Greg from How to Drink has started doing a weekly broadcast for his patrons, where he just sits down over a table and basically chats about what's been going on over the week related to the channel and the show and that sort of thing. Kind of like what we do in some ways, and probably, well, although like 10 times better in terms of quality because he's a professional lighter and that sort of thing. But the thing that was comforting was today's broadcast, or Friday's broadcast. He got to this point in the broadcast and it was just like, yeah, I don't know. I never know how to sign off. Thank you and good drinking or something along those lines, or good night, good drinks or something along those lines. So it's nice to know that actual professionals in the field have this exact same problem of, I don't know how to get off the stage. I just don't. We've tried the catchphrase of go out and have some daggone good cocktails. Seems like it falls a little flat to me. I like the pun, but it's just not. Maybe we'll make that the tagline for Lovecraft cocktails: drinking daggone good cocktails, or something along those lines. I don't know, but it seems like that's not the right get off the stage moment. So what we should do is just get off the stage. So adios, goodbye. We did 3 cocktails this evening. One of them was really good. One of them was good. One of them wasn't. We'll see you next week when we do 3 more cocktails. And hopefully next week we'll be a little more prepared. Because, like I said, we were still eating tacos when this one started up. So adios, goodbye. Have a great work week. And we'll see you in a week's time. Adios.